Nu.
Yep. Okay. Our topic is eating insects.
Food with insects. What food is with insects? Well, insects, you can put insects into everything. For example, here you have a salad with insects, a burger with insects, candy, and cakes with insects. The insects that people eat are mostly crickets, grasshoppers, wasps, flies, and so on. And as it turns out, at least 2 billion people actively eat and consume insects. In African countries, insects mostly get eaten, and then in Southeast Asia. The most common countries are Thailand, Ghana, Mexico, China, Brazil, Japan, and the Netherlands. Are insects healthy? Yes, they are very healthy. They're very nutritious, and they have a lot of proteins. And then, as you can see here, there's only 8% fat, so that's not that much.
Can eating insects save the world? And no, it cannot save the world. But if we eat insects instead of the meat that we eat today, then it can maybe save the world in some way. And some of the reasons are the animals we eat and pollution, because especially the cows, they are throat ticker. No, okay, but
They eat their food several times.
yeah, several times. And because of that, they emit a lot of methane, which is a very bad greenhouse gas. And also the other animals, they are also very bad for our climate, because of the transportation at first, and then the production is also very bad for our climate because it emits a lot of CO2. And then we have deforestation, as you can see in this picture. Yeah, it's a problem because we are a lot of people on the earth, and we didn't have enough cows. We don't have enough cows on this earth. So a lot of people just cut down trees, so there are space for cows instead. And trees are good for our climate, and cows are bad for our climate. And yeah, we switch the good things with the bad things, which is bad. And then we have insects and pollution, and insects didn't really emit a lot of greenhouse gases, so they are not bad for our climate. And farming, starvation. Yeah, we are a lot of people in this world, and we don't have enough food to all these people. And one of the reasons is that the cows and the other animals eat a lot of corns and other food that we actually could have eaten, which means that if there didn't was so many cows on the earth, then how to say it? Yeah, then we could eat the food that the cows normally eat. And then we have water scarcity. As you probably know, the world is running out of clean water that we can drink. And the cows have a part in that because they drink a lot of water, and the whole production of cows also need a lot of water. Actually, one hamburger need more than 2,000 liters of water. So if we didn't have cows, then then we wouldn't use that much water.
Cows versus insects. Cows, to produce 1 pound meat, they need 200 square meters. And to produce 1 pound of crickets, you need 15 square meters. So as you can see, you can produce a lot more crickets in a little place than meat and cows. Nutrition for 200 calories. The black one is protein, and the orange one is fat. And the crickets, they have 31 gram and only 8 gram fat. And the cows, they have 22 gram and 15% fat, gram fat, so that's also a lot more. Gallons of water needed to produce 1 pound meat. The crickets, they only need 1 gallon of water, while the cows, they need 2,000 gallons of water. Pounds of feed needed to produce 1 pound of digestible meat. The crickets, they only need 2 bags of food, and the cows, they need 25. Greenhouse gas emissions, well, crickets, you can see that's a little bit, and then the cows, they emit 100 times more.
Yeah, and then we have farming insects. Where in the world do we have the insect farms? Actually, there are insect farms in most of the countries, but most of them only produce insects for animals like lizards and other kind of animals who we have as pets. As Ida said, there can be many insects in a small amount of place. So it's actually also very cheap to have an insect farm because you can have so many insects. And many people, actually we could eat the same mealworms that we give to our lizards. But there's not many people who think that is, like the picture up here, looks very delicious. But that is not an excuse for not eating insects, because you can have your own insect farm at home. Like you can see in the picture down here, it's a box and there is different insects in every box. And it's really, really easy to take care of most insects, because most insects, they just eat everything. So if you have leftovers from the dinner, you can just put some of the carrots or broccoli or whatever you have left down to the insects. Of course, you have to read a bit about how to take care of them, because not all insects need the same and not all insects taste the same. But you can nearly find it everywhere on the internet. Yeah. So now we know that it's really healthy for the earth and for ourselves to eat insects. So why don't more people eat insects? Well, the main reason is the way that the parents learn us how to live. Because no parents say to their children that they should try to taste a mealworm or try to taste another kind of bug, because they have been learned from their parents that insects are disgusting and you shouldn't eat them. So they learn the same to their children and to their children, and so it goes on. And the look of the insect is a really main part of it, because no one thinks that an insect look very delicious with all those legs and hair, but you can make it look delicious. Also here in the northern part of the world, we have always had a lot of money and the place to produce the cows and pigs and chickens and all that, so we haven't had the need to eat insects. Also, we had the money to buy the cow meat in the supermarkets. And so we have always learned that insects can bring a lot of diseases, like when some kind of animal is near, like a fly. Like, we don't want to have a fly because it has been around in poop and we don't know where it has been. So it can bring us some diseases, but if we buy it from the proper places or have them at home, there's no reason to be scared of eating insects. And how to change the way we look at them? We just have to ignore all the things that our parents has told us, and we have to teach our children why they should eat insects and try to look away from everything bad about them.